Hi there! Welcome to 60 Matthews. I'm Matthew, and this is another episode of A Week in the Life of a Van. I have a little bit that I want to get accomplished this week, but I mainly wanted to post because it's been a while and I've missed it. I've missed you guys. I didn't expect to take this long of a break, but things happened and I did. If you've been following this channel and my van life journey, you might be wondering why Gladys still looks relatively the same. And the truth is that this van has some mechanical issues that I'm still trying to get resolved before I commit to building it out once again. Plus, I'm still changing some stuff with this design and moving stuff around and still getting used to how to live in this van. So things haven't gone quite as planned and there have been a lot of complications, but ultimately that was what sold me on van life, is that if I was in a house or an apartment, I would have complications there too. The pilot light could go out. A storm might cut out all the power to the entire neighborhood for days. Or the air conditioner could break in the middle of July in Alabama, which has happened to me before. I've talked a lot on this channel about this idea of you're gonna have complications in your life regardless of if you're in a van or a house or an apartment, but I really want to drive home that point, because if you're thinking about a van, if you're thinking about this life, or not just van, but RV life or tiny houses or whatever, just know that all the stuff that you're scared of, you're going to be scared of stuff in your regular life too. So it's scary, but it's worth it. And to prove it, let's take a walk around another one of my favorite parks in the city. just got done playing a round of disc golf at George Ward Park, so if you hear Jackson panting, I'm sorry. But it's Alabama. So we didn't really play a round. It was more like 9 or 10 holes, I think, or whatever you call them in disc golf. But it was fun. And disc golf is something that I never thought that I would be interested in. I mean, I knew that it was fun, and I think I played a round whenever I was in high school, maybe. And I liked it. It was fun, but it's not something that I ever, like, pursued or something that I like wanted to do. I like regular golf, but you know, disc golf is different, very different. But still, it was something that I never thought that I would be interested in. But George Ward is another park that is one of our regular parks that we go to. I featured it on this channel before, I think in the last video. So it's a park that has like tennis courts, it's got the disc golf course, and then it's got like a bunch of baseball fields, and it's just kind of, we have our kind of like loop that we go into. And so I always saw the disc golf holes or whatever they are, and then I found a disc once, and then, you know, just started to throw it just to see what it's like and to see if I was any good at it, and I was not, and I am not. But still, it's something that like I never thought that I would be into, but being in a van keeps me outside. Having a dog keeps me outside. Whenever I was in a house, Jackson would, like, I would let him out the back, and a lot of times he would go out and potty and do his thing, but so many times he would just stand there like, well, you're not out here, so I don't what am I supposed to do out here? Walk around and sniff things? But still, so like being in a van makes me go, we have to go to places like Moss Rock and Avondale Park and George Ward and Rufus Roads and all these places. Like, we have to find new places to go, and then through that you find interesting things, you know. Being in the city, driving around, you know, you see like museums, and you see coffee shops, and you see, you know, new places that pop up, and you know, like there'll be times whenever I don't go to Avondale, like the Avondale area for weeks, or for, you know, maybe a month or two, just for whatever reason, just we're hanging out on the other side of town. And then, you know, whenever I return, there's a new shop that's popped up. I mean, Birmingham is changing constantly, and so it's nice to see all these changes being made, and it's fun to experience that, and it's fun to be in the world. Whenever I talked about, I think it was in my first video, I talked about, you know, whenever I was in a house, and whenever I would go to work, and then I'd go to my home, you know, I would just kind of disengage, and I would just kind of like be there and like lock myself into my house and just live in the house. And, you know, I mean, I would hear about these new places opening up, and you know, see these parks as I would drive by them sometimes, you know, but I would go to the same, you know, had the same route from my house to my work, and then to the Whole Foods, and to the Aldi, and to, you know, to all these places that I would regularly go to. And so nothing really new changed, you know. But being in a van, constantly, my life is constantly changing, my environment is constantly changing, I'm constantly introduced to new things that I never thought that I would be interested in, like disc golf. I'm still not good at it at all, but I've improved, I think, and it's fun. You know, I don't know if I'll continue to do it, but for now, I've eventually found like a 3-disc set at a some kind of discount store. I think it was like $10-15. Like, it wasn't anything that I like wanted to invest a lot of money in, because it's not something that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take up disc golf. It was just kind of something that happened because of the life that I've put myself into. So now I have these 3, and like, if I want to, we'll go out to George Ward and play around, and have fun. So yeah, van life is fun. It's constantly changing. There's part of me that likes the stability of like having a house, and knowing that I have a place to go home to, and like not having to worry about, you know, parking tonight, or knowing I'll have a spot to put something, you know, not having to worry about stuff like that. But that's also kind of a false sense of security. Like I was talking about, like, you could have complications in your regular life, and you never know if you'll have, you know, you might have that house, but maybe you'll lose your job, and you won't be able to afford it anymore, or maybe the pilot light will go out, and all the stuff that I was talking about. Like, just because you think your life is stable doesn't mean that it necessarily is. So van life has made me embrace change a lot more, and embrace just trying new things, and, you know, being more comfortable in that space, versus lulling myself into a false sense of security by thinking that like my life is always going to be constant and always the same, and always, you know what I'm going to go do today, know what I'm going to do tomorrow, you know, and having that kind of like structured lifestyle. It's weird being in the middle because I'm not always comfortable trying new things, and you know, finding new places. But it's my life for now, and I love it. So yeah, that's today's discussion. It's Friday, and I'm tired. I worked this morning, and we just got done at Moss Rock, so that Jackson could get his walks done and his potties out and all of that. So now I've got to edit this video. We're at Red Cat, so I'm gonna try and knock this out and see how much I can get done. I don't know if I'll be able to post it today. We'll see. It's been a fun week. I know I haven't done very much this week, but like I said, I just wanted to post just because it's been a while. Again, I'm sorry that I've taken so long off, but hopefully I can get back to a more consistent schedule. I don't know if I'll be able to go back to once a week again. I would love to do that, and eventually that's the goal. But right now I'm just going through a lot of stuff, and like I said, complications and the van and all of that. I want to get back to creating stuff and making stuff. I miss doing that. But anyway, that's all I have for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look into my life in a van. As always, I hope I've inspired someone out there to go for it and to live in a van, or to live in an RV, or to look at tiny houses, or to downsize or minimize, or whatever. This life is awesome. I love it. I think you'll love it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.